Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so glad to see you. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that if you could hear that echo. I am so glad to see you guys. I see people already jumping into the chat. I'm sorry I was a minute or two behind, but it's going to be a really fun night. I have one of the newer Pink and Main products out, and we are going to play with these new Stickies transfer adhesive sheets, adhesive transfer sheets. So they come like this, right? This is the simple greetings. They also come in the seashell. What are these actually called? The Celebrate sheets. And so they are clear acetate sheets, and the black print is actually where adhesive is. So I'm going to show you how we can use these. If you love foil, but you don't want to use a foil machine or heat, maybe you're traveling, maybe you just don't have room for another machine in your craft space, we are going to use these for foil, but I'm also going to show it to you with super fine glitter because both versions are super pretty. I did make seashell versions of both to practice. They're not cut out yet because unfortunately, I don't know what I did with my Celebrate stamp and die set. So these are from that set. So you can see one is the glitter and then one is foiled. So we're going to be doing these same things with our simple greetings, and then we're going to turn them into actual cards because lucky for me, I do in fact know where that stamp set and die set are. So, speaking of which, it's back here. I didn't remember to move it up. So these are the dies that coordinate with that. Sorry, these are the dies. It's one of those days, guys. Here we go. These are the dies that coordinate with the simple greetings adhesive sheets. Okay, our supporting players today on our cards are the little turtle and sweet little bear from the Sending Happy Mail stamp set, which we have played with before. I see Virginia, Maria, Julianne, Mary, Anita, everybody checking in. Thank you, ladies, so much. So we're going to be doing the tiniest bit of Copic coloring for these guys. They're just going to help support these big, lovely sentiments. I think one we might die cut, one we're probably going to just leave on the paper, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. So I know that most people are probably here to see the transfer sheets. So let's just dive on into that. And then anybody who wants to hang out and color afterwards can hang out and with me while we color afterwards. So one of these is going on pink. One of them's going on blue. I haven't decided stripey or dots yet, but they are both sentiments are going directly onto black cardstock. So, which is going to be a little interesting. You can still kind of see it with the light. Yeah, you can still see it. So let's take this bigger piece that I have and get that trimmed down so that we'll have two A2 sized panels to work with. I see Jay checking in, Susan, Michelle. All right. So for our foiled one, I picked the Lots of Love Silver, which is just stunning. And I picked the Icicle, this is embossing powder. This is not super fine glitter. Tell me you have too many embossing powders without telling me you have too many embossing powders. There we go. Let's try that again. Ice Rink Super Fine Glitter. And I picked these two because I thought they would pop really well off of our black cardstock. So let's tuck you to the side. I don't even know if we're going to use the dies yet. This is for our glitter. This is for our example. Okay, so you can 100% apply these with a minc on the 0 setting. I practiced that. You just put it on 0. It doesn't heat up. You run it through and it just gives that pressure. But I really wanted to show you guys how it looks. That's why I had the extra piece. We're going to do all three just so I can show you what it looks like with the minc and without the minc. With the minc versus with a die cutting machine. So let's go ahead and get our minc ready, even though it's not really going to heat up. So when you first turn it on, it's at that 0. That's where we want it. See, it's green right away because it's not getting hot. And I have our carrier sheet. So let's start out first by trimming out our adhesive. We don't have to do this with the dies. We can just do this with regular scissors. So because I'm using the sending happy mail, I wanted to do sending cheer and just a note. So sending cheer. You know what, maybe we'll leave that cute little heart in. And then just a note. And maybe we'll leave that bottom bigger heart in. Maybe we won't die cut these today. Oh, and we need a third one for our testing one. Let's just do thinking of you, and we'll leave all those hearts, because why not? I'm gonna put my extra in here. And the nice thing is, don't panic about, you know, what I'm doing and memorizing every step, because the directions are literally here on the back of the transfers, which is a lifesaver. All right, so we're going to do 2 of these in foil. So I'm just going to trim that down. And with just a note, I think we can get both of those out of that same one. That is good. Go. All right, so the first step is laying down our adhesive. So you want to put this so that the words are facing you, like the correct way. We're going to peel off the back, and then this is just plain acetate. Okay, we're going to line up our adhesive sheet. There you go. So you can see that's on there. I'm going to give it a good squish, but we're also going to run this through the minc with no heat. And what that's going to do is just make sure there's nice, even pressure across the whole thing. For our just a note, I'm going to use a, wow, words. I'm going to use a bone folder. That's what this is called. And just rub over the whole thing really well. And then when we put in our foil, we'll run it through the die cutting machine. And that's just because the more times I run mine through the die cut machine, the more scratched up my paper might get. And I don't want that. So I'm just holding this kind of on the side, rubbing it really well, making sure that it's really pushed down. Okay, then we're going to peel that up. See if I can, there you go. So you can see that adhesive is on there. Okay, this one, same thing. Adhesive locked in place. Okay, I see Donna, Beverly. Hey, Beverly. Okay, so this one, we're going to put just like that. You want your foil pretty side facing up. Okay, this was our minc machine one. So we're going to put this back in our carrier sheet and send it through one more time, still on 0, no heat. I don't think having heat on is bad. I don't think it would hurt it, but if we don't need it to be hot, why even bother, right? We'll just leave it. All right, and then our just a note, that one we are going to run through with a piece of printer paper on top through my die cut machine. Set that for a second. I'm putting it right in between my two panels, my two plates, sorry, as if I was die cutting. And I'm going to run it through once, and then I'm going to run it through backwards. So it's going through twice. Okay. Give that one more good little press. And peel that away. So we have just a note. Like that was with just the die cut machine. And then we have Thinking of You, which went through our minc. So you can see they both gave absolutely beautiful foiling. So there you go. If you, like we said, if you want to do foil, you don't have as many options, right? These adhesive transfer sheets don't come in a ton of options in general, but you can 100% get that really lovely foil without having to use a minc. Hold on one second. Please entertain yourselves. I am going to let this silly dog out before she starts barking because she's driving me up the wall. Should have done that before. She's on all kinds of medicine from her surgery. Okay, there. That's just how these goes sometimes, right? Okay, so we have our really pretty foils, but the other cool thing you can use these for are glitter and what's the other word? Flock. That's the word. Glitter and flock. So we're going to use it with glitter. Same thing. I'm taking my sending cheer. I'm peeling off the back. That's just plain acetate. We're going to center up our sentiment. And I'm just going to give that a good press. Going with my bone folder one more time. I'm also going to, which I should have done in theory before I put that on, but I'm also going to take just a little bit of anti-static powder. And that's just going to help any of my extra glitter kind of dust off. There you go. Julianne had my back with the flock. Um, thank you. So that's going to help the excess glitter kind of fall right off. So I'm going to peel off the acetate sheet. Just like before, we have our adhesive glue kind of in place. We're going to take our superfine glitter, give that a little pour. I'm going to press it down a little bit. If you're like not the biggest fan of glitter, I don't mind if I look like a fairy princess the rest of the night. You don't have to push it down. So you can see how all that glitter is kind of sticking to my paper. If I had anti-static powdered the whole thing before, like a light layer, I think that would have helped that. But I have a backup solution to fixing this. So this is what I tried the other day and it worked out really well. So I brushed off as much as I could, but I'm worried now if I dust off the glitter with a brush that I'm going to take a lot off of my adhesive. So what I'm going to do is put this in the sleeve just as it is, and I'm going to run it through my minc, again with no heat, to press that glitter into my adhesive as much as possible. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, the the stars, or it's not stars, it's hearts. It's the Lots of Love silver foil is absolutely beautiful. That holographic is just amazing. Okay, so now that I've squished all that glitter into my adhesive, I'm going to take a soft, fluffy brush, and now I can dust over my whole panel. And this is a nice way to make sure that any excess glitter comes off too before you send a glittery card in the mail, so that you're not mistakenly sending a glitter bomb. If you're sending a glitter bomb on purpose, I also see you, but if that's not the intent, this is just a nice way to make sure that all that extra glitter is off. And now you can see we have this fully like encrusted glitter sentiment that's just super crisp and clean. I love it so much. And you don't have to wait for it to dry. So you can use the die machine again to press that glitter into your adhesive, because I'm not using any heat on the minc. So the same way you press the foiling, you can press the glitter in with either your die cutting machine or a minc turned on nothing, or honestly, even just like putting an extra piece of your that acetate from like the backing back on to squish it will just make sure that it's like locked and loaded. So isn't that so fun? I love that. All right, so these are the two. We'll save this one. I'll save this one for another time, maybe for my blog card next week. So we have two fun rainbow holographic things. Most glitter won't fall off the card and give everyone glitter face. Yeah, exactly. Especially with that kind of adhesive. It really just, it's going to really lock it down. Okay, and the other cool thing is using these words, you can put these onto a black toner sheet, right? Like we talked about using the negative, and then use the coordinating dies to cut that out. So you could have like a negative space word too. That I think would be really fun with using those coordinating dies. So let's figure out what the heck I'm doing with these card bases, and then we'll get our little critters on there. Hey, Pam, if anybody has questions or comments about those adhesive sheets, now is the time to ask. And if I don't know the answer, we will either figure it out or I will get back to you with a proper answer on next week. But I just think, I know not everybody can invest in a minc or wants to invest in a minc. And so I just really wanted to share with you guys this fun way that you can get in on the foiling without worrying about a laminator or a minc. So I have my two A2 side folding card bases. We're going to go 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm thinking dots. I was leaning stripes before this, but now I'm thinking dots. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to trim down these panels. And I want it equal. So we're going to go 1/4. We're going to start with anyway. 1/4 inch off of each side. That might not be enough. Yeah, that's a lot of blank space. So we'll go a 1/2 inch off each side. It's going to bother me. You know what? Ha, ha, ha. What now? Okay, so 4 1/2 this way. And we're going to go 3 3/4. And that's 3 1/4. Sending cheer. Super cute. And we'll add in our little cute design element. This one's going to be the same 5 1/2. I'm saying these out loud more for me than for you, I promise. 3 3/4. That is a great point. Michelle just said, what do you do with the black words when you're done? I think they would make really cool, like shaker bits. You could add them, you could die cut them and just like layer them and let them be like cool, shiny, right? You could just use the coordinating die to cut them out and have like a cool acetate sheet. But I feel like there'd be a fun way to like pop that up a little bit. I want to figure out how to make it into a shaker. Now that you said that, like that'd be a weird shape, but I'm sure I could think of something. That's a great idea, Michelle. There's definitely something you can do with them, right? It's like a nice, cool design, plain black sentiment. How many sheets are in each pack? I believe it's 2. Yeah, it's 2. And I think right now it's just those 2 sheets, but I'm pretty sure that more are coming. Without giving away all of Michelle's secrets, I'm pretty sure there's more coming. What? in the heck did I do with that blue paper? Today's a special kind of day, guys. I haven't moved. I scooped it up with those sentiments. That's what I did. Oh my gosh. Okay. If any of you ever feel silly when you're card making and you like can't find something and then you realize it's literally right in front of you, just know that you're not alone. And at least when you do it, it's probably not live in front of 30 people. Whatever. It's meant to be fun. It's good to laugh. The name of the foil. So all of the things that I am using today are listed in the description above and below. So in case my wording is not 100%, forgive me, but I believe it is Lots of Love Silver because that heart pattern comes in a couple different um, colors. So I think we have like a pink and like a teal and then the silver. And I think there might even be a gold in the Lots of Love. But yeah, anytime you guys are wondering, I try my hardest to put the links and the names of everything I'm using in the description for you. And those aren't affiliate links or anything, they're just regular Pink and Main links. All right. These almost look like are giving me like chalkboard vibes. I'm kind of worried if this is gonna fit. We'll make it work. Let's add some foam. You know what? We'll add foam to our characters. Hey, Danny, it's okay. We have been playing with the transfer adhesive sheets. So if you really want to see how that process went, you can always go back and rewatch this after when it posts. But we played with adding foil to them, and we also played with adding some loose glitter. And I think both turned out super fun. I really have to dig through all of my stuff and figure out what the heck I did with that Celebrate stamp and die set because I really want to cut out those seashells. Okay. So there are two card bases. Pink and Main does have their own glue. It's the Easy Squeeze craft glue. I love it. It's a big, good sized bottle, so it lasts me a while. And I like to keep mine stored in my Make It by Marco little glue tube holder, just so it's always upside down and ready to go. But yeah, Pink and Main's on top of it, man. You know what's up. All right. So let's go YGs. We'll go really bright and fun on our little turtle. So let's go YG 17. So you guys go. We're going to keep this coloring sweet and simple today. Trying to decide which part of those are her arms and which her shell. We're going to jump to YG 13. My kids are upstairs being crazy. I can hear them. Hopefully you guys can't. So I'm saying it's just one of those weeks around here, guys. YG01 is my highlight. Super cute. Let's go brown for her shadow. Go 27. And I'm going to do 25. And I'm also going to use that 25 to shade in her little like spots on her face. Cute. I'm going to grab a cool gray and add some shading under the flap of the envelope, along the sides, and under her little hands. I'll leave that out for our other one too. I'm just going to blend that with a tiny touch of C1. We want to leave plenty of white space so that it reads as a white envelope. And then I'm not sure who's going on what yet, but I want to try to grab a good pink for that heart. So there she is. You know what? She needs blush. There we go. So cute. All right, we're going to do the envelope first on this one because it's so much space. So let's add a little gray behind on the inside. We'll add a little bit on those flaps and along the bottom, just like the other one. Blend it out. That. Like that. There we go. Let's do, you know what, we'll just stay with all the same family. Let's go 20s again for our little bear. So 27, the underside of the paws, the bottom of the ears where they attach to the head, outside of the face. And I like to add a little line right above the nose. 25. Danny, I love this stamp set because it's literally like the perfect year-round stamp set, right? That like happy mail for just all the time. You could swap out the scent, like any of the extra sentiments or your interior sentiment or your pattern paper, and it would still work for any occasion. I think it's such a good one to have in your stash. So we went E27, 25, 23. Let's give it a dark nose. Hey, Kendra. I'm going to go in with our 22 this time for the little blush marks, just because that's a pretty deep brown I'm using. And you know what we'll do? Just trying to figure out where this is going to fit. I don't know if it's going to fit anywhere. I should have planned that out better. Well, it'll fit here if we cover the heart. So I'm willing to sacrifice that heart. So that's fine. So our turtle can go on there. which means we can pick some pinks and purples for these hearts. This paper is a little more like rosy cool tone. So let's jump to 80s. So we'll do a little 85. I'm going to really shade up that bottom of that heart. Let's just do them all the same. Make it easy for ourselves. I'm having enough of a day. All right. Here's our 85. Let's bump to 83. Just blending that out. And then 81 for our highlight. Making sure we really overlap that color onto the 83 medium that we used. I love that. So there's our little sweet guys. They're so cute. Let's run them through the dye machine, get them cut out, get them added, and we are good to go. So we have our envelope, and we have right in front of it our turtle. My eyes were playing a trick on me for a minute. I'm going to stick my tape to my jeans, take away a little bit of the tackiness so it's not too sticky. This one's a little bit of a bigger die, so I'm going to tape in 2 spots just so that it doesn't shift around. Put this in my die cutting machine, in my Big Shot. I use a Sizzix Big Shot. You use whatever you're happy if you have room for, or your arms or wrists can handle. Okay, we have our little turtle. And our bears. And we're going to pop that up with foam tape, which is in this drawer. There we go. Still going strong. Sticky McFoam face. Oh, so close. Thank you guys. Pam, Virginia, and Anita definitely like it. Now with a heart in this corner, right? I think it's better to add her to the side, to the right side. And I want her kind of up and down. So there's our sparkly sending cheer. And then, like I said, we're going to sacrifice this foiled heart. Okay, and then we have our holographic foil, just a note, filled with love, right? You could put a quick little thank you in there. In theory, I would have offset these. Well, not that one. That one's pretty good. This one I would have offset a little bit when I was trimming down, but you know what? We still made it work. it's still super cute. That foil is definitely the main feature, or the glitter or whatever. The sentiment is the star of the show. So thank you guys so much. There we go. Get that light out of your eyes. So we made it through another fun new product with very little damage. For only my second time using it, I can promise you it is one of the easiest products that I have used as far as glitter or foil. If you were here when I tried the minc the first time and was using my laminator, even before that, I had plenty of problems with my foiling, things that I did not love and little mistakes. I haven't had any issues with that, with the adhesive transfers, with the foil, either in a minc or through my die cutting machine. So if you are looking for something that's super safe, super easy to use, no heat required, you could travel with it if you needed to, these transfer sheets, I think, are a game changer. So definitely worth looking into. Um, yeah, I'm hoping you guys enjoyed seeing something different. Uh, if you have any requests for anything special that you'd like to see next week, let me know. Next week, I will be on Monday and Friday instead of our usual Tuesday, Thursday, because of the holiday and something I have going on later next week. So I will see you guys back here on Monday. I will make sure that I post the link and the reminder onto Facebook a little and YouTube a little earlier in the day, and I will make sure that I'm sharing it around to different groups to help remind you guys. But otherwise, like I said, if you have any requests, go ahead and leave them in the comments so that I can make sure we tackle those. And yeah, otherwise, I just appreciate you coming to hang out with me. Thank you for going on my somewhat roller coaster tonight. It was enjoyable for you to at least watch, and I hope we learned something cool. I hope that you guys have the most amazing weekend, and I will see you back here on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And until then, guys,